You're so much deeper when you quit playing charades. Yeah. You act so.
Baggett Tom's Tourney 2024 Open 1, last round of actions before the brackets form. Isno Good from Noisy-le-Sec taking on Panthers of Bern. I'm Stefan Rapazzo here with Hannah Pendlebury. It's kicked off already, Hannah. We got a good one on our hands. Oh, and Macked off the huck right away. A turn for Panthers. Stoller picks up and going the other way, Lurch.
Well, you said it, right off of the hands of the defense.
And now they got to play catch up here. Can they get it back? Isno. Muller goes back to Stoller. Leading throw, finds a way in, Eggenberg. Stoller. The start game jingle is on. Take that. And they do convert. Lurch is there for the goal, and an early first throw hucking error by Isno gives early advantage to the Panthers of Bern.
Yeah, a slightly loose throw there for the scoring shot, but we don't mind it. But it was all about that block off of the hands of Loic Muller, getting up big, strong, and just absolutely boshing the huck attempt. Isno sort of prancing around, really trying to get in the way of that scoring possession for Panthers. But despite the rat rack, they're definitely on their way to the rat races.
Indeed they are.
Although if we get at any point in the proceedings a Panthers versus Bristol Open game, there'll be which is the best rat, because their symbol is the rat. But not the ideal start for Iznogood. Of course, Stefan, you know a little bit about this team. Just a little. I know
a tiny little bit about Iznogood. I've heard of them before. I spent 18 months inside the Red House with Iznogood.
I was going to say inside what for a minute, but that is not a good inside throw. Immediate turnover, Steph.
Wow, Isno just rusty as can be out the gates here and giving Panthers a great chance to take advantage once again. Short field, they go wide side. Perus does get it back for Isno Good. Can they right the ship here? Nguyen with the disc, and we've got a call upfield somewhere.
Yeah, foul off the disc, I think.
Isno in decent shape to take second in the pool here. Won this morning. One loss yesterday to Germany Open. And if they can get away with this, should advance. Should, but a rusty start thus far.
I was going to say, on thus far, I'm very not impressed. It's no good, this offense. But hopefully it will get better.
Prior Martin, the birthday boy, freshly 26 today.
Oh, whippersnapper.
Chris Redd, the Englishman living in Paris. Perus to the American pickup. Evangelides leads to Prior Martin. That one's good. And after a lackluster start to the game, they do put one on the scoreboard.
Yeah, that is a very lovely throw, but it was all the work of Felix Prior-Martin, who just found a lot of acreage on this near side. But levels up, and a bit of a squandered advantage, of course. This sport of ultimate, if you're not familiar, I'm sure you are if you're watching ULTI.TV, but welcome if you're not. The advantage naturally for any team coming into a match is to start the game on offense. So Isno won the toss, presumably, and chose to start this game on offense. We don't really have too much in the way of wind at the current stage today. It's beautiful skies for May in Bruges. Yesterday was deeply unpleasant. So we see Lucas Bouchon readying himself for the pool. But at the moment, it's ideal conditions to play Ultimate. It's not too sunny, so you're not risking getting burnt. But it's just a gentle breeze. So yeah, we assume that the team chose to play offense, but they're going to have to grind their way back in. Panthers coming out on O for the first time.
Stoller. Cuts to the corner, and Eggenberg fires deep. Elsman's under, but it does rip it between the two defenders. What a grab to cash in the goal. Panthers stay up 2-1, still with a break.
That was an absolute nailer, pulling it down. So 2-1 for Panthers. And a big shot ripped out of the sky. Almost a full stretch. We'd love to see it. And so I think probably Panthers coming in with a lot of energy and excitement in this game. Clearly they've just consumed some of the fresh waffles being made behind us by Leo, the father of one of, exactly, father of one of the amazing TDs here.
Le Pommelé goes to Nguyen. Nguyen winds up and does find Udomfong. The dump back. Chariek, and right back Udomfong to Chariek. And the young Arturo gives a fist pump there to celebrate his assist.
Yeah, really nice little bit of give and go action, the connection there. Well, this is more like it. It's not the greatest Ultimate I've ever seen out of Isno Good, but we're getting there. We're now starting to warm up the milk before we whip it into cream.
Isno Good failed to qualify for ECF last year, which was the first time in a little while. They're pretty regular qualifiers, and they had two unexpected losses in the EUCR, the qualification, the regionals essentially, what was last year, and the second of which was to Costa Rica Grandes, who officially knocked them out, but the first of which was against the Panthers of Bern. So they do have a little bit of a score to settle in the back of their head. Of course, Bern may be thinking they just got their number now, so a fun little rivalry perhaps. Isno will need at least a break to be in the driver's seat after giving one up on the first point of the game.
Well, they've got a big squad.
With the pull, yeah, they do indeed. They're carrying a lot of new youth that will be rolling through their D-lines as Panthers get it upfield here to the middle, and pick called. Elsmans will throw it back to Stoller where it came from. Stoller. Inbounds. Neuenschwander. Back to Stoller. He sights and he delivers. Deep one. Zubirs let him get a step and pays for it. Eggenberg with the goal gets beyond everyone, and the deep shot works.
Well, this time on the other side, the last goal for the Swiss side was Eggenberg lashing it into the deep space, and this time he goes and collects. I do like it when players do that, go for that move. They just change up their position, say, well, actually, no, am I going to hover around the disc? Am I going to strike into the deep space? Find you a player that can do it all.
There's another look at the scoring sequence. And here comes the pull. Negri sends it length of the field. Very nice pull. Peru settles under. Nguyen goes to Prior Martin. Charriex goes to Red. The lefty. Centering to Domfong. I thought he was going to take it. Fiery young man, Charriex. Leading throw, but Prior Martin stopped, but he started again and picked up the layout. Very improbable that could have happened, but yet it did.
That was absolutely audacious. Like, honestly, so good. I mean, you've got to credit the pressure from Yannis Spindler. He did all of the things right, just did not quite connect with the disc. But a lead pass, just trust ball for sure coming out of Isno. But when those kind of plays work, this is what's going to unwind the frustration you'll have from those short field, loose turnovers at the beginning of the game. That is the kind of magic that will start to really put some fire in these red shirts.
The red shirts, thank you for the help in the chat. The red shirts, of course, coming from Noisy-le-Sec, which is northeast suburb of Paris, just outside the 20th arrondissement.
Yep. So this is the counterpart team, of course, is in the women's division is Yaka.
And their mixed team.
Are they more famous? Are they more famous?
They've
Yaka?
definitely won more on the European stage. That would probably make them more famous. But tough one to say. How do we go by here? Who's got more followers on their Insta account?
Yeah, let's do that.
Who gets through the middle? Just Eggenberg. And are they talking about up down? He's saying he had it in his hands. I think they are talking about the potential of up down. Maybe we'll have another look.
Up or down?
Here's another look. Too tough to tell. I think his body is between the camera and the view, so they play on nonetheless. Eggenberg. Zone defense out of Iznogood, 2-3-2. A defense I was very happy to help implement back in the days, and they play it very, very well. Nothing on the mark, I like it. Doing it well out there. Muller. Now what I'm going to be keeping my eye on is how and when they transition. And they don't need to. Zone works. Luca Bouchon, the young sharpshooter, now the fastest man in Europe, Benji Fenrich. Leads Gibier, known as Gignac. Cuts it right back to Fenrich. Gignac to Bouchon. Bouchon sends it. Fenrich on the chase, as is Ruyard. Ulysse is there, and that is a break for Iznogood from Noisy-le-Sec.
Absolute stunner of a flick, Huck. Just gorgeous. Honestly, you could make that and spread it on bread and have it for breakfast every single morning for the rest of your life.
Luca Bouchon has come a very long way with his game, with his mental game, with his attitude. He came in young, and the young ones, they get excited and overconfident, cocky. But I must say that he still has elements of some of those qualities. But he has really settled and is becoming a polished young player out there.
Indeed, and a player of many varieties. He's very good with his hands, because of course he's a concert double bassist or cellist?
Double bassist, I think.
Double bassist.
But yes, very good musical performer. So Isno in the lead, 4-3. Pull is deep, but does land in. That's a great pull. Second throw and still deep in the end zone. Now 3 and still in the end zone. Good chance. This is what they call Callahan country from time to time. They get a little bit of room, but nothing too much. Still pressure on. Panthers in their own end. They go around here. Binder. Inside to Polmeyer. To Binder. Polmeyer, one of the two brothers. Negri. And the cheat didn't work for the D, and now an open player on the doorstep. Panthers a chance to cash in here, and they have indeed done it. Stingelin with the assist.
Yeah, that was nice and steady, and it's what you need. That pull, though, as you said, Steph, really fantastic for the Isno D-line. If they can consistently put it that deep and make the Swiss have to stretch the full length of the field every time, that is how you generate pressure over the course of a match. Just getting another look at that big inside backhand.
And getting some roster help.
Yep. We appreciate you, live chat. Keep doing it.
You know, that would have been better if Isno just did their roster well. I'm going to have to give them some feedback about that.
Well, we are in the beginning of the season, Steph, where maybe the kit orders haven't come through. We're definitely seeing some different generations of Isno gear.
Yes. All right. Maybe I'll consider forgiving them.
Only just, though.
And Le Pommelier goes to Udom Funk. He takes his eyes off it and drops it. Stoller over the head. Can they break back this quickly? Eggenberg into the corner. Yes, they can break back this quickly. Lurch finds the corner, and a concentration error costs Isno another break.
What an up and down game Isno are having. We're seeing some really fantastic things and some not great things.
Yes, that's one way of putting it.
If we're being nice about it. But just what I really appreciate about this score for Panthers Bern is the proper step round. Eggenberg noticing the relatively flat mark being applied to him and just kind of biding his time, waiting his moment, and that big aggressive movement with the pivot. You don't see it all that often. Pivots really kind of, being aggressive and going properly around somebody. But when your defender is flat on their heels, they are flat as the mark. It does give that opportunity to really step out and around and get yourselves a goal.
The Pierre-Louis Combray, welcome to you, an ex-Isno player down in Toulouse, calling me a sanglier. You know what that is?
No.
It is a warthog. Oh, nice pickup by Prion Martin, leading throw of Angelidis. He goes right in the center, and Perus was wide open, puts the disc down. A very casual spike. You can tell that he knows there's more work to do.
Well, I have to say that was extra impressive, that grab for Felix Prion-Martin, because you don't see it on the replay necessarily, but we could hear it from our booth because it's right in front of us. He got clipped on the heel as he went to go get that disc. So the stabilizing muscles in his legs having to do that extra little bit of work to keep sure. And another assist for Alex Evangelidis, of course, that American import. Didn't get quite so involved in the pre-game chanting as the rest of the Noisy-le-Sec boys.
Yeah, the Noisy boys go bananas for their pre-game. Maël Maurice is like, the center of a hip-hop concert when he gets things going. And eventually he's just keeping his distance. He's popping his head, but not right in it with the rest of the Frenchies.
Well, it's a mauvais ami. It's not the correct translation, but you know, noisy-le-sec, noisy, false friend, but it's true in this case. They are a noisy, noisy bunch.
Okay, Stoller. Shovels forward right into the middle into Elsmans. Back to Stoller. And now Neuenschwander. Into the middle and still chipping away. This is tidy offense. Then they go big. Fenriche can't close the door. And they find Loic Muller for the goal.
It's an interesting one because actually there was a player available on the opposite side of the pitch, which actually if you'd thrown something a bit higher with massive roll curve, would have been nowhere near the defender that was hot on the tail of the intended receiver. See if we can get another look at it when we see the replay. Lovely find through the middle, the giving, the going. So there, exactly, right there, that back corner, because the defender is very intensely staring at Loic Muller. But, I mean, we did see him absolutely deny in the first point. So, you know, he's a good target to choose.
Yes, that said, Fenriche is a defender I would not test for speed more often than not. He didn't catch up that time, but I still will claim him as the fastest player in Europe.
Yeah, so I think maybe one here where Panthers got away with it.
Yes. So, Le Pomelier to Nguyen and to the corner, Red. Nguyen. Le Pomelier. Up line from Quavu and Nguyen. Ooh, Evangelides waited, and that came awfully close. The Pomelier goes up line. Chris Red redirects to chase that one in. Prior Martin all alone. Fakes the around. Still no mark on him finally. And that one in the corner. Gibert. Red with the disc to Udom Fong. Back to Gibert. Low for Prior Martin. Leading through, Evangelides puts the feet down, but he may have been straddling. Did he put one, then two, is what he's saying. I think he may be onto it. It's very close to the 2 feet.
Look good to me, I'll be honest.
Yeah, and they're giving it. Prior Martin gets the assist for his birthday present. And
a salty member of the Panther sideline is very sure that this wasn't good. Let's have a look at the replay. Oh, a little bit of bounce. We didn't quite catch it on that angle. But, you know, we're not perfect. But it's a self-refereed sport. So, fundamentally, it doesn't matter. And part of the spirit of the game is actually believing your opponent and trusting them that they aren't trying to, you know, do anything cheeky and naughty. Although, I have to say, some of the upline cuts that Evangelides was making, he just looks very unfazed a lot of the time. Okay, here we go, our second angle. Oh, I mean, it's a very, very close second step, but that looked good to me, Steph.
Me too.
But yeah, he looks very unfluffed while he's running up the line. It kind of just like the bottom of his body is working very hard and the top not so much. So we get another glamour shot of Lucas Bouchon.
So Bouchon set to pull. I think they've got a power line on right now. Not a bad time for it. And Stoller, first throw. Inside, tests the corner. Udom Fong's there. Seb Page is there. And Seb Page, the big man, gets it around quick. Right on the doorstep now. Drops back to Bouchon. Bouchon looks center and goes to Fenriche. Fenriche to Bouchon. Inside throw, nice to Gibert. And goes to the corner. Bouchon milks it in. And, of course, we're getting a hard spike out of him after I said how much he'd matured.
Lol. I mean, I've turned my opinion around a little bit on the spiking, but that one, not a fan. Proper edge down, full yeet into the ground. But I mean, it was a nice goal for sure, but he's now having to go and get a replacement Frisbee from the sideline. Although he did do the work himself of going and getting the disc after having pretty much completely destroyed the game disc.
Yeah, it is a big break. It is a big moment. Their power line pays off at the right moment. They can take it to half as the youngest Fenrich gets in the huddle out there. Clément Giffard, not in uniform. A major haircut. You will have remembered him from years past with his long hair braided up. Now he's trimmed it down and recovering from a lower body injury. And the Isno support unit coming off the field.
So a very crucial break for Isno as we advance towards the half.
And here they come. Negri. Panthers go inside Eggenberg. Leads. Binder. And back to Negri. Binder goes into the dump space. Eggenberg to Polmeyer. Polmeyer again. Jan-Philip Polmeyer. There's two of them out there. Frederick, of course, the other Polmeyer. And Fenrich calms down the crew, waits for Zubair to pick up, and they're going to try and cherish this break opportunity. Zubair comes to Fenrich, quick to Bouchon. He'll take Fenrich back right away when it's free like that, and then leads out in front. Fenrich keeps going. Bouchon, good handler movement between these two. Fenrich, look at him, blazes upfield, but the throw doesn't go, and then floats one, and the throw was errant, and Negri smacks it away. And now the shot for goal. Is it too much on it? No, it's not. It is picked up. Great chase by Elsmans. And we're tied up at 7, going to Galaxy Point, Hannah.
Oh, well, that was absolutely fantastic defense, but allowed the opportunity, I think, by virtue of Isno just being a bit too dominant, of only really looking for the handlers to really drive that offense forward. There was kind of some back and forth thing, jittering, toing and froing in the stack, but not really any determined cutting. And Negri takes the advantage of that and just absolutely channels through. Love the fact that he goes to catch it as well, sets up that play beautifully, power position. So Polmeyer with ease on a very difficult rolling catch. But who else but Elsmans?
Who Elsmans? Perouse stops the pull. Nguyen to Gibert. Around Evangelidis. Low throw and no call. And now Panthers, can they break again? Polmeyer finds the corner and they take half and steal Galaxy Point on a break.
Again, this game is really very, very bizarre for Iznogood. They've had some fantastic moments, some absolute gorgeous sort of pieces of throws that you could, hone into some high-quality antique furnishings. But at the moment, it's Panthers that are supplying the breaks to the better in this game. And that double-point score. And not only do they get the break coming out of the first half, they're going to start on offense in the second half, Steph. So if they can just punch it in, buy one, get one free.
We'll take a very short halftime break here and be back for second half action. We live in a world where everything can be referenced online. Imagine if the greatest moments in our sport were never filmed. Eurodisc continues to do what it takes to make free-to-watch live streams a reality. Let's leave nothing to the imagination. We'll consume the action live, and we'll support those that helped to make it happen. If it wasn't streamed, it didn't happen. Eurodisc.
What a grab! Oh my God! Somehow they do it!
And Panthers get to Polmeyer. Elsmans. Negri. Polmeyer. Gibier sniffing with potential for a D. Up line goes Fenriche on the chase and takes it away. They've tested him one too many times, and this time Fenriche shows his speed and gets the D.
Yeah, it was a kind of desperate cut anyway. You could see really great bracketing upfield from Isno, really denying the underneath shot. And I spotted the point where we saw the kind of movement to go forward. And as you say, Fenriche just knocking out contention.
So break chance. Luca Bouchon walks the disc to the line. Winds up the backhand. Page underneath. As our two defenders, and the throw had a bit too much shape on it. Negri comes under to Polmeyer. Polmeyer puts it to the middle. Throw goes to Negri. Defense very tight right now. And that leading throw into the D again. Page takes it away and goes to Fenriche. Now Gibier. Maurice. Isno goes to Luca Bouchon. He jacks it. Ruyard on the chase. Oh, a bump on it, and well played defensively as it goes away. And another chance for Panthers. Negri. Underneath. Binder. Binder winds up, sends it, and that is on point. Elsmans puts the feet down, and they do go up 2 now, 9-7 after a multi-turn point.
That was absolutely incredible. I have to say, Anton Elsmans is really impressing. He's like a spinning dirndl or some kind of just spinning top, basically, in the end zone. Just how he's managing to reel that disc in, keep it in his hands with the torsion, the forces that he's applying to his body to just milk out that extra tiny bit of space and make sure he's over that line. But, I mean, heck, it works. He is Action Man, the greatest hero of them all.
Getting it done right now. Welcome to this chat, everybody. Thanks for being here. Make sure you hit that like button, like and subscribe. We will love you for it. Thanks in advance.
I just like the game.
It was so easy, wasn't it?
It was. I barely spent any calories doing it.
Yeah, just so easy. Le Pommelet and Nguyen. Isno O-line must get cooking. Nguyen. Le Pommelet. He bounces off 2 pivots. And the high stall count sees red in the flank. Nguyen to Gibert. Gibert winds up, delivers, and that looks like it could work. Evangelides there. Great throw by Gibert.
Yeah, really enjoy watching the little head on a swivel of Evangelidis just keeping on checking, circulating to have the awareness of the defenders. But let's get another look at that Gilbert assist. The sound coming out of the pack of Isno players is just
repeatedly saying the word yes. In French.
Correct.
Oui.
Oui, oui, oui,
Oui,
oui,
oui.
oui, oui.
Wah, wah.
Whereas Panthers just seem to be kind of just swaggering on. They've got this like quiet confidence. Isno is all flash, all brash. The kind of, I mean, it suits the red shirts, I guess, that kind of fiery energy. Whereas Panthers they're celebrating their moments of greatness, don't get me wrong, but they are just quietly confident. But that also suits them, being Panthers, that kind of like stalking their prey.
9-8 Panthers with the lead and receiving the pull. Back of the end zone, caught inbounds and played out to Binder. Eggenbag. The mark slow to arrive on a different looking zone. Looks like a high throw pressure, a puppy fence perhaps. And back to Polmeyer and Negri in the middle. Now Binder. And the Panthers working hard. Isno staying in the zone. It's actually taking a different shape, or maybe I identified it different on the sideline there, but it does appear they're in a 2-3-2. That one picked up low, but picked up indeed. Spin around, cut. And how long will Isno stay in the zone? It has been effective for them this game. They've generated a small handful of turnovers playing zone D.
Well, it's also stretching out the length of the offense points for Panthers. They do break that one through, but there isn't any jailbreak to really work it.
And only just put it through the two closing hands in the middle of the zone. Binder now puts deep. Bouchon and Fenrich. And they do enough, but oh, the trailer has a sniff, but can't pick it up.
Well, effective defense. Eventually they get a little bit too hasty. You can see a big pack of individuals, and this is really wise support work behind the back, but it just doesn't quite work out.
Good bracketed defense there. Gibier with the disc. To Bouchon. Fenrich. Up line from Zubair. Zubair holsters the backhand. Ruyard to Fenrich. Back to Ruyard. He goes to ground and picks up. Bouchon. Oh, stutter step by Fenrich. Great throw. Oh, and off the hands. He saw it in early. Hands were up probably by more than half the team, celebrating that before it counted.
You hate to love to see it.
And Polmeyer goes up the line, misses one because it was accurate for the next. Panthers going back the other way very quick now in the attacking zone. Back to Polmeyer. Centered. And Binder's got it, but there's a foul called.
What a scoop off the floor that was.
Still quite early in this game for as many points as we've got scored.
I know, honestly, it's been a very long time, Steph, since we've seen a game go to the half points cap before half the time of the game has expired. These two teams have been extremely efficient with only a few drawn out points.
Oh, Oh, the bid by Rouillard! What a play to break it up and give them another chance. Ulysse Rouillard got noticed to play Isno for the first time in the WCC year because of footage of him layout D'ing from Tom's Tourney. Page gets to the ground, points and feeds. Fenrich is going to get there this time. You see him very dramatically over-accentuate the clap catch on that one. He's not going to drop two on the same point.
But you say that, I mean, it's always possible. It's always possible. But yeah, this time making absolutely sure after that big around break was dropped in the end zone. And we're level back up at 9 apiece. We have quite the game on our hands. And again, high energy coming out of Isno. No team has managed to get more than one break in a row so far, and a timeout being called. So we'll take a brief break here in the booth too, mostly so I can put my teeth back in.
We live in a world where everything can be referenced online. Imagine if the greatest moments in our sport were never filmed. Eurodisc continues to do what it takes to make free-to-watch live streams a reality. Let's leave nothing to the imagination. We'll consume the action live, and we'll support those that help to make it happen. If it wasn't streamed, it didn't happen. Eurodisc.
What a grab! Oh my! Somehow they do it!
9-9. Isno break back and trying to get ahead of Panthers here. They'll need another break. Panthers, of course, now they've given it away, thrown straight to Page. Fenrich with the disc. Goes to Gilbert. The energy will explode if they can put this one in. Bouchon goes back to Rouillard. The big D on that last play. He's getting double duty. That one just about taken. Canton goes back to Rouillard. Udomfong gives us a roller. And lefties back to Rouillard, taking their time right now. Bouchon hops it in and takes out the cone with another interesting spike. And now there's a call. And
He just has to choose to damage one piece of equipment at a time. This time it's the cone. And it's going to be signaled from the sideline as a goal as well. Lots of grumpy faces on the pitch, but Anton Elsman says, no, Luca Bouchon took one out of my book and just stepped that in perfect fashion. So let's get another look at it.
Rouillard waits it, and then in the middle, yep. I mean, looks pretty good. And is that like a bowling spike when you take the cone out like that?
Yeah, I think so. It's the but I mean, at least they don't have to replace the disc this time.
That is a lead taker. The score is 10-9.
And that is our first moment where there are two breaks being taken in a row. So 3 on the bounce for Isno.
And Begdem in the chats. Yeah, we did talk about it earlier, but Gifard nursing a knee injury. So he's not available quite yet. Of course, hopefully soon.
But you talked about the explosion if there was a second break in a row here for Iznogood. I think they should be wary of getting too explosive because they have been up and down. They seem to be putting on the metal plating though, just to make sure in this latter stage of the game, just under 50, well, just over 15 minutes remaining.
Very important game here to be able to advance. I'm not sure Panthers can advance even with the win, but they will make it very interesting and make it go to a triangle score counting in the group. Isno can secure it if they pull this off. Page does just enough, didn't get a hand, but took the focus away. Fenrich gets from Ruyard, back to Ruyard. Ulysse to Fenrich. And Ruyard again. Fenrich using those legs. And nobody can catch him. Maël Maurice, he's going to jump a fence. No, he's not, but he went for a heck of a run. And another break for Iznogood makes it 11-9.
Well, they are just taking the roof off of this game at present. They've got at least 3 wedges underneath the top and about to just pop it. But I have to say there are moments a lot in this game, it seems, where Isno are just trying to just be fast and furious, especially that one out of the stack for the scoring possession. You can see a lot of patience, a lot of discipline, but if effectively it's just a foot race to that cone. So maybe some flat-footed defense. It wasn't quite poised. You don't have the wide-angle view there, but essentially it was just one simple straight movement out of the stack for Maël Maurice, and that acceleration power is why he nearly hit the railing.
Let's take a short break here. They've got a timeout on the field. We'll be right back with the tail end of this game. Back at it, 11-9. Iznogood up. A few breaks in a row now. By a few, I mean 3, and on a 4-point run.
Well, really taking control. Isno. Not quite the depth of pool we saw earlier on in the game, but that's still pretty good.
Stollard gets the up line. Ooh, and flying Mark gets to the middle. Nieuwensvander continues, now Paul Meyer. Yeah. Hangs on to that one, but just barely. Elsmans shoots past one and finds Nieuwensvander. Now goes to center. Stoller picks it up low. And just past. Fenrich blocks, layouts on both sides from Ruyard and Fenrich, and they get another turn.
Quote from Chris Red, yeah, stick that on the television. But I agree, it was excellent defense, really intense, and it is no making sure, I think they're very cognizant that A, they really need the win here, and B, there have been some moments where they've misstepped and Panthers have exploited. Bouchon now opening up a huge backhand that's going to sit for about a full weekend.
Yeah, everyone's under it. And a lot of contact because of it. I like that there's no foul called because there would have been some contact, but of course, when the throw floats in like that, there has to be a little bit, and you have to be able to accept it because it's your thrower's fault. Polmeyer. Oh, and Fenrich coming, and Foul called.
Immediately accepted. That is a reasonable discussion to have. It did very much stick in their hands and the original contact was made. But they're going to have a little chat about it.
Stoller and the bid on the back again, and they look a little bit frustrated as such. Rakoto Mamonji on the mark. Oh, and that one, the sliding catch attempt goes astray. And the pickup by Secville. Ruyard has been having a blinder of a game out there. Gets from Bouchon back to Ruyard. Nice cut up line by Bouchon. Bouchon goes far side. Hung too much again. The throw not the best option.
Yeah, very well defended by Panthers. They're trying to keep their claws in this one.
Stoller from the corner. Oh, and Ruyard again. He is everywhere in the second half of this game. Ulysse Ruyard, if you don't remember when the French mixed team beat the USA in semis on the beach, it was his hands that caught the game-winning goal. Secville goes to Sébastien Page, pops it over, and the toe drag by Rakoto Mamonji for the goal.
Well, they punch it in eventually after much back and forth and back and forth. It seems that Isno are using the solar power. The sun is emerging properly from the clouds. To their advantage, they're charging their batteries, and they are battering Panthers at the moment.
So Isno getting stronger towards the tail end of this one. Their breaks coming with consistency now. That's 5 in a row, Hanny. Coming from a scoreline playing from behind, 8-9. They are now up by 3.
Yep. The second half has just been absolutely incredible. I don't know what they did with the very brief break at halftime, but whatever Isno did, it has been almost picture perfect to this point. The only thing they could ask more of them is maybe be a little bit more conservative with their shots when they get their opportunities. The conversion rate of the opportunities for their D-line is very poor at the moment, considering how effective they've been eventually, but not doing themselves many favors.
Well, besides that, just accounting for the momentum they're on, I did overhear what they said in the halftime huddle. And it was like, hey, let's play like we used to when Rapazzo was our coach. And that seems to be working for them. Pohlmeier with the disc. Goes to center. Lerch gets one through the middle to Negri. Elsmans, rather, now Negri. Goes to Pohlmeier. Pohlmeier gets Negri turning around. He gives the backhand. And nice take by Loic Muller to stop the bleeding and put one on the board.
Yeah, I think that was just a trust ball for sure. We've seen some pretty impressive grabs out of Muller so far in this game, and that is another one to add to the tally. Definitely did not have the best position when that disc went up. In fact, he was, I would have said, pretty well covered, and just finds the ability to reach over the top of the defender and pull that one back down. Let's get another look at it. It's a good setup for the kind of lateral flow for Panthers. And it's a power position huck. You can see Negri just launched it.
Rico Becker saying that I'm telling tales and that I don't speak or understand French. Mais
no, he-
quoi, Rico? Pourquoi tu parles comme ça?
He didn't say you don't understand it. And that's quite common, to be fair. A lot of people will understand more than they speak.
Yeah, but he said speak, but I was talking about my listening in, so we know what he was insinuating. Perus. Nguyen. Prior Martin did go, but there was a defensive switch. Good to keep the holster on that huck. Perus. Nguyen trade touches. Nguyen can't get around the big mark of Polmeyer. Then goes up line to Evangelides. And foul called.
Yes, you could hear it from here. The call of foul, not the sound of the impact, thankfully.
While they are listening to that sound of the block, let's make you pound that like button. Let's hear what that sounds like. Oh, I can hear it. Gilbert. No, I can't. We need more. If you hit it more, I'll hear it. To Perus. Perus back to the middle. Gilbert goes for red, not quite in. And boom, right in front is Perus. Red gets as easy of an assist as he'll ever find.
Pretty much. No defenders really in contention. Just a simple, easy score to bring us to 13-10. I mean, Isno have really cleaned it the heck up. That is the biggest difference. They've gotten away with a couple of more long, drawn-out points, but they're making not execution errors as much as they were in the beginning of the game. At the beginning, it was just straight-up drops.
Yeah, they were sloppy at the start of this game. They came into it just unpolished. Yeah. And have had to make up for it, and luckily they've found the time to make up for it.
Well, the difference is now the errors that they're making are some of the shot selection, but they're taking their shots, they're being adventurous, but they are paying more attention to the execution, taking more care of the disc. Still, though, I mean, the highlight, low light of the game has to be the drop pass in the end zone corner off the high release around from Bouchon.
Yeah,
that Fenris just went, nah, no thanks.
Yeah, I'm going to make this a stone cold Steve drop some. And I mean, the double low light is the opening huck off the first throw of the game right into the hands, but from Le Pomelet, and hucked into the D and got broken immediately. Those two stand out as kind of wonkers to kick things off.
Well, to be fair, though, you do have to give the credit to Muller, who was the person that it blocked off the hands of, and the pack of people that then went to make absolutely sure that the Isno offense couldn't recover it, because that was a big old jump to get the hands on the block in the first place.
Been dead. And a little bump on that mark. Now the big shot goes. It is going to count. They're talking about in, out, but Neuenschwander seems to be in.
It looked very good from our view.
Well, see if we get another look. Here it is.
Yep.
I think that looks good to me.
Looks very good. I concur, Steph, but it matters not a jot to what we think. It matters what the players on the pitch think. So it's going to be brought in from the goal line.
Pop pass and cleaned up there into the hands of Benjamin Lurch, and that makes it 11-13, still in favor of Isno Good. There's about 2 minutes left till we'll hear the end game jingle.
Well, the score's so nice, they did it twice. And as I say, it's all about what the players on the pitch agree to. And what I really like, actually, here on this little pop pass is actually the fact that the player who receives the goal waits a little bit, kind of could have gone with that left hand first, gone very aggressive. So Lurch actually kind of waiting and using the other hand, the kind of second hand to reach the disc to take the grab, because what that does is it means it absolutely closes the door in the face of the defender stood behind him. Doesn't allow any opportunity to slither around like a snake and get a D.
Anti-slither.
Indeed, anti-slither for sure. But we're very close to reaching 15, Steph. Not seen that happen many times on the show pitch.
No, it's been a while. Perus watches that hit the back fencing, and they will have the benefit of the brick. What's a brick, Hannah? Is that where they bury a brick in the field?
Well, X does mark the spot like a bit of buried treasure. No, it's when the opening throw, the pole, lands out of bounds. There's various different things that can make it not a valid pull, including the players on defense not being behind the line when the disc is released. But the brick mark is about a third of the way into the field, directly in the center, and it's where you get to start your offense from.
Advantageous spot indeed. Now to red. Nguyen. Evangelides. To the birthday boy, Prior Martin. Inside, Perus takes in the chest hard. Does well to hang on. Udomfong. Goes back to center. Evangelides leading throw. Red drags and then throws another assist. Red to Perus once again. 14 for Isno. That makes game point.
It certainly does, Steph. Can Isno finish this one out on defense? They've been trading since that run of 5 points in the second half for Isno. And it was looking really good for Panthers in the earlier stages of the game. 9-7 the scoreline after that first point where they came out on offense in the second half, the Panthers. But right now, it is Isno's game to give away. But that was nice patience on that offense. They did have to rotate through the players repeatedly in order to move the disc up the field as Steph starts to sing along with the jangle that signals that time is also officially expired. So we're getting all the goods out of this game. 15 points and full-time usage.
Everything coming to an end here. Can Isno end it in 1 point, or will Panthers extend the game and chip their way back in this? We're at the tail end here. Pool play action at the final round in the open division. Binder playing in his own end zone with the Panthers of Bern. Lurch spins around and goes to middle. Binder. Now Elsmans, who's had a heck of a game. Binder goes back around Lurch, and there's a foul.
Yeah, just a big collision in the center of the pitch.
Inside, big gainer to Polmeyer. Polmeyer gets the gainer to Brother, but picked off the bobble. Secville goes central. And low throw, Quinton. Back into the hands of the 37 shirt and to Quinton. Inside, does find Page. It looked like a slow flight though.
Yeah, you got a piece of that for sure.
Secville, and Secville turns it over. Trying to catch through the wrist, hammers one deep. That is Polmeyer's box. He comes down with it. Elsmans is the only option of the end zone, so they go back. Now to Polmeyer again, that's Frederick. To the elder Jan Philip, and to Frederick Polmeyer again, and he drops.
Well, the two brothers not quite connecting in this point. There's a nice idea on that inside shot, but I don't think that he was expecting it. And also love the fact that the brothers going for the mirror numbers, 17 and 71.
Yeah, like it too.
It's cute.
Ooh, dangerous, but Page does clean it up. Secville goes up the line. Page takes it high, and travel called.
Yeah, quite a few passes ago. Can see the body language is very evident. Yannick Secville is not happy about that call.
Say, mais no. Something like that's coming with the body language.
Did this impact the play? Should the disc really come back? Is, I think, his feeling. But again, part of the spirit of the game is giving your opponents the benefit of the doubt that they will make valid calls as they see it. And sometimes you just have a difference of opinion, difference of perspective.
Birthday boy again.
I love the hair. It's so gorgeous.
Oh, there's nothing not to love about Felix Prior-Martin. A wonderful human being. Tapped into play. Page, and there's contact between him and Pohlmeier. He hasn't officially shown the hand signal, but that's surely what they're talking about.
I think, Steph, we haven't had that many calls during the course of this matchup. So we're now getting all of the calls possible in the final potential point of the game, if, of course, Isno can pull this one out and get a break to finish.
Page goes to Secville. Quinton. Wind up. Gets it in the middle. Rakoto Mamonji. Secville. Shot for goal, and it is taken away by the defense.
Yeah, fantastic work from Yannis Binder, just being like, there's a lot of flow down this side, there's a lot of players there, and just taking it away like a thief in the night.
Neuenschwander to Pohlmeier. Nice gainer to Elsmans. And then Mueller. Wind up and floats one into the end zone. Elsman's the intended receiver, and he swims through two defenders to take the goal.
We could all learn lessons from watching Anton Elsman's play. He is not a huge athlete. As you'll see him walking amongst the rest of his team, he's not a tall dude, but he just absolutely just explodes out of the ground and rips the disc out from a pack of players. No one else seemed to know where that one was going. It definitely was for him. He sort of did that throw and go motion, that inside, and then just turned on the speed, pushed his way all the way through the pitch. And again, I think more frequently, the trust balls that the Panthers are putting up are effective. They do know each other super well. You can tell they're slightly smaller roster, perhaps a little bit more well gelled at this stage in the season. But Isno just got a little bit more gun to use, a bit more firepower, I think.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Top end of their roster, very star power studded. As we're getting, these are the joys of Tom's Tourney. Waffle delivery to the commentary booth. What more could we ask for, Hannah?
A sugary snack? Oh, I don't know. Universe point finish? That would be cool.
Oh, God, that putting a lot of onus on Panthers right now. Let's see what's in store. Nguyen chops the middle. Now Red fakes the forehand on his lefty side. Prior-Martin leads forward. Gets Gibert for the game, but too far in front. It ain't over yet.
It is not until it's all done and said and finished, because I'm not saying I think it will go to universe point finish, Stefan, but I still think Isno could throw a few more errors into the game and Panthers could snack a few breaks. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen in a Frisbee match before.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Centered. Panthers go around to Negri. Negri inside. Pohlmeier clap catch. Now to Stoller. Stoller zips one to the far side. Gainer again. Lurch. Takes his time to get it out to Mueller. And Mueller can't handle it. Now a glorious opportunity to put the game away. Nguyen to Evangelides, and he has to snipe it out of the air there with the defense coming from the other angle. Nguyen. Evangelides. Goes around, and the backhand doesn't look good. There's a foul on it.
Yeah, I can believe this. A little bit too much contact. You can see that little bit of vibration in the disc as well. But such a shame for this squandered opportunity for Panthers. On an easy swing, just a massive overthrow this crucial stage.
Evangelides. And in for goal at Dome Funk in the end. 15 for Isno to 12. And Isno will carry through to the quarterfinals.
Are you enjoying your waffle, Stefan?
Could you tell?
Did you enjoy that match?
Yeah, I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed the waffle. I enjoyed everything about those last 90 or 70 minutes or so.
It's been pretty good. I mean, I think it was strange to see the errors coming out of Isno. They have a lot of energy, a lot of passion that is very, very evident. But hats off to Panthers. They had some absolutely phenomenal parts of this game. They got breaks, they got blocks, they had some really scintillating scores. And hopefully they will go on to finish on a nice odd number in a high position, and deservedly so. They can go back to Bern and watch this one back with some moments of sadness, sure, but there's some pretty fantastic plays, especially for the individual in the centre of your screen. That number 3, Anton Elsmans, has been phenomenal in this game.
Shouts out to all you back in the chats at home. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for contributing to the experience. Make sure you contribute one step further by liking and subscribing. Thanks for everything once again. For Hannah Pendlebury and the whole crew here at ULTI.TV, I've been Steph Rapazzo. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time.
Thanks.
Yeah, ultimate.
ULTI.TV.